Hi, I'm John Gray, your Mars-Venus wellness coach, your health educator, your health teacher. Today we're talking about depression, prayer, and hypnosis. Now, in my other talks on depression, I explained to you the nutritional support that for many people that will immediately resolve their depression. That's often because they have some kind of spiritual support in their life. The first person I knew who was depressed was my brother. And I was a monk for 9 years, so I tried to help him with spirituality. He was later diagnosed as bipolar. Spirituality helped, but it didn't solve the problem. It was chemical. It was a lack of the right nutrition. He eventually committed suicide. If I'd only known then what I know now, he wouldn't have had to, because he was taking the drug lithium carbonate. And he committed suicide because the toxic side effects were just too much. I didn't know at the time to recommend to him lithium orotate, as I talk about in Depression Part 1. Lithium orotate is non-toxic and helps people with regular depression, helps people with regular mood, helps people cope with stress, helps people sleep better. And even if you're bipolar, just take a little bit more, just a little bit more, non-toxic doses, and it dramatically helps with bipolar. Well, I didn't know that then. So what I know to be the case is spirituality plays a key role in our health and our happiness. But even with spirituality, with prayer, prayer does miracles. I've seen it do miracles. But even with spirituality and prayer, belief in a higher power, asking that higher power for help, trying to lead a life of love and positivity, be a good person, these things help tremendously. But if we don't have the physiological side of it, because our lives are too toxic or the foods we're eating, we're not building the house that spirit can live in, that spirit can come through. So there has to be the mind and the body, and then the spirit can come through. And the spirit of joy and happiness and enthusiasm and inspiration. Spiritual life helps to inspire us. Anything which inspires you to be better, that's spirituality. And for some people it's religion. For other people it's believing in their potential. It's believing in a higher self. It's the believing that I can be more, I can do more. Inspiration. Whenever something inspires you, that's spirituality. In a sense, what spirituality does, it inspires and awakens a part of your brain that's beyond what we'll call the monkey brain. There's three parts of the brain. There's the reptilian brain. If you take a piece of the reptilian brain and put it under a microscope, it's not any different from the brain of a reptile. If you take a piece of the middle brain and look under a microscope, it's not any different from a monkey's brain. And this is the reactive brain. And this is where all of our anxieties and our depressions and our fears tend to be triggered. Now, the actual depression is the reptilian brain, which causes us to withdraw and to stop. You know, if a reptile is scared, they'll just stop. They'll freeze. They pull back. They hibernate. They don't move. They recoil like this. Whenever you're like this, that's the reptilian brain taking over. Then you have to move it into the monkey brain. And the monkey brain is the part of us which is childlike, which is happy, which is playful, which is fun, which is loving, which is supportive. Those are the positive qualities of the monkey brain. The negative side of the monkey brain is that it's the monkey brain. And so what it doesn't have the brain, the intelligence of the human part of the brain to take charge and direct. The monkey brain is basically reactive. If you're loving to me, then I'll be loving back. If you're kind to me, then I'll be kind back. If you're having fun with me, I have fun with you. But if you reject me, I reject you. If you're mean to me, I'm mean to you. If you're violent towards me, I'll be violent towards you. That's the reactive brain. They have no control. A monkey's a monkey, you know. They're wonderful, nice, and they don't like you, then they attack you. You know, they love and they growl, all that. As humans, that's going on all the time. But to be fulfilled human being, a civilized human being, we have to activate the human part of our brain, which is the forebrain, the prefrontal cortex, and that's where we have leadership. Now, what we find is depression is no blood flow going to the human part of the brain. We've literally forgotten that life is wonderful, that we have the capability of changing our lives, that we have the capability of solving our problems. We feel stuck in a rut. We feel powerless to make things different. Then we're in this sort of infantile monkey part of the brain, which is just reacting. And many of us, we're still reacting. That part of the brain is still reacting the way it was programmed to react in childhood. So what we have is throughout life, particularly until the human part of the brain develops, the front part of the brain develops, the mature part of who you are as a human being, the adult, basically, until the adult is developed, we're primarily in the reptilian brain and the monkey brain. And the monkey brain is subject to conditioning. think of you coming out like a mold of clay. You're golden clay or you're silver clay, but you're molded by the conditioning you get. You're molded by how other people treat you. If your parents love you, but they're never there, the monkey brain goes, well, I guess I'm not that important. I must not be worthy. I'm not good enough. I can't ask for things. I can't get the things I need. And then in life, when it looks like you can't get what you need, the monkey brain comes in and says, see, you can't get what you need. You don't deserve more. Who are you? You're a failure. You're a fraud. You're a fake. You're going to get in trouble. You know, whatever might be the programming, you know, and I could talk for hours about that, you know, all the different kinds of programming. But it's enough to say we get this monkey brain, which is programmed to react a certain way. And those reactions are automatic reactions until we reprogram ourselves. Now, there's two things which are very powerful for reprogramming. One is prayer, which is believing in a higher power that loves you, unconditionally supports you, which is there for you. So when you believe in a higher power, you've suddenly shifted into your higher power, in a sense, the part of your brain which says, hey, I'm not alone in this world. I can make things happen. The universe supports me. That you feel empowered, that I'm now taking charge. That's what prayer can do. And with prayer, you can start reconditioning your brain. Another form of prayer, which is non-religion, is called hypnosis. And hypnosis, it's one of the most powerful tools to reprogram the monkey brain. It doesn't reprogram the human part of your brain, but it reprograms the monkey brain. If the monkey brain reacts to rejection, like, oh, I'm bad and I feel bad and I'm not good enough. The monkey brain reacts to taking a risk with, oh, anxiety and fear. You know, this is because the monkey brain is like a child trying to, you know, do something and you won't be able to be successful because you don't feel support. This is the part of the brain that was molded in childhood and then hardens in adulthood. And what we find is that with prayer and spirituality and believe that things can be better, believe that you're loved, believe that you're supported, believe that there'll be good outcomes and so forth, that is now reconditioning the monkey brain. Hypnosis also is another way to recondition the monkey brain. It's literally, when you go into hypnotic trance, one of the things as a hypnotist, what you do is you just simply, you might have seen it in movies or heard about it. I'll do the simple part of it, which is, you know, open your eyes, close your eyes, open your eyes, close your eyes, open your eyes are getting heavier, eyelids are getting heavier. Another hypnotic trance you'll see with hypnosis people on stage is they just have two people lift your arm. Now take a deep breath, put your arm down, lift your arm, now breathe out and put your arm down. What you're doing at that point is you're activating the monkey brain and you're allowing this other person to direct you and control you. As soon as you do that, you're in somewhat of a hypnotic trance. And that they become the voice of your higher self, or the voice of God, or the voice of your front brain, which however when you want to look at this, blood's flowing to the front part of the brain and the monkey brain. That hypnotist can then give you positive messages and your monkey brain will go, oh, okay, I'll believe you, I'll believe you, I'll believe you. The key is you want to make sure you go in your monkey brain with somebody who's going to be your human brain giving you positive messages that is the truth. Most of us sit in front of TV sets, anything which is an authority figure, whether it be a politician, whether it be a god, a religion, or whether it be a hypnotist. You're giving your power to someone, which is okay as long as that person loves and supports you and they're speaking the truth, because the truth will set you free. When you hear the truth, it comes across as the front brain reconditioning the monkey brain. So if you go into hypnotic process, you can recondition the monkey brain. Now, this is all very important to me because I used to have so much anxiety. And what helped me overcome my anxiety, so I have no anxiety. I'm peaceful all the time. I don't get upset about things. I don't get anxious about things. And you know, in front of an audience is the most comfortable thing in the world for me. That it was so scary in the beginning, I fainted the first talk I gave. My knees shook. I had so much anxiety for years till I learned to recondition my brain to know that I don't have to be perfect and I am loved. Simple as that. And I did it through a combination of prayer and hypnosis. And I created 5 guided visualizations that helped me, and I did them for years, and now I make it available to you. Those 5 guided visualizations, one is the empowerment, how to be successful, the pull and support. Another one is how to love yourself if you make mistakes. Another one I call personal empowerment is to release all that anxiety in the same way that I was able to get rid of all anxiety in my life so I could move forward. Another one was how to heal the past so we don't find ourselves overreacting in unusual ways, getting upset about things that we shouldn't be upset about. And the last is the power of forgiveness, learning to forgive those who disappoint us. All of that can be taught to us in childhood, and if we didn't get it in childhood, then we have challenges later in life. We can reprogram ourselves with these guided visualizations, which are a combination of prayer, calling upon our higher self, and if you have a religious belief, calling upon a higher being, God, to help you, but then also to go through the process of reconditioning, which is the hypnotic state. And you can do this for yourself, and I guide you through that process. And that's called my Personal Success CDs.